Time for another vlog. It has been an intense last few days. God has spoken to me in visions before and has spoken to me a lot. He said he would give me a sign through this armband and that it would tell me who I truly am as well as tell others who I truly am. I am a man of faith, and I have spoken to many people with my spirit and my telepathic mind for a very long time. I have done so spiritually through the voices of other people to the utmost extent. Supernatural happenings all around the world have happened because of me, the nobody, since 2015, and I have begun gang stalking my gang stalkers, and they began to gang stalk me. They thought I was hacking into their computers when I would leave behind notes that I would create out of EMF energies by breaking into their computers psychically. Granted, these abilities were given to me through my patronage to God, as I talked about in 2015, here in the astral as well as on my YouTube channel. Life fucking sucks. It has been 1 minute, and therefore the algorithm might not censor me. Life as a gang stalking victim is a living hell. And I turned to faith because I knew that these victims were often the victims of sorcerers. I tried looking into many cases throughout the world, and when I would help them spiritually, they often did feel some help and guidance. But there were some that I felt were untouchable because they were hunted by the government. I, too, am persecuted by the government, though not by street police, because they know that I am a man of faith. I have a reputation in the police department as a man of faith, as well as someone who is deeply troubled. I am not a trouble nor embarrassment to others. God is the utmost importance to me. And while I drink and while I smoke, God has said I am permitted to, and even to preach while I do so if I need to. Because calls to faith have really been the only way to survive on the streets. And I have begun to live very poor for a very long time. That is where I met my two witnesses, who also have the power of prophecy, and have the prophesied powers of the two witnesses to call fire on those who have assailed them and hit them, as well as to call diseases upon people of all kinds. There are two olive trees, both symbolic of their peace and well-being to other people, as well as their good drinking company. They still smoke and are permitted to, but they cannot do the other things. So again, be like an olive to them, and they will share their wisdom. They speak to people through the prophesied power of opening up the holes in the sky. All around the world, people have seen this sign, and a few have even begun to talk about it online. But they don't really talk about it into great detail. Most of the time because the things that they see have a lot to say about them. Nobody is perfect, and they were honest to everybody. That is why they do not look themselves higher than anyone else, because they are dressed in sackcloth like me. I am poor, and I continue to want to live poor unless I have something of benefit by my work of hands, my flesh. If I have God doing these works for me the entire time and I am accepting money for it, I really have to be careful, and I really don't want to piss off my God. You understand, I don't want a lot of donations. If you want to donate to me on my Patreon, you may. But there is only so much that I can do. Unless I release a video for the stunt donation bin, I will not be able to touch that money at all. I'll put it in a separate account and then send it back to you. If you donate to it earlier, it will be funny, but I won't be able to do it because it costs money in order to ship you nothing but pennies. Now then, I don't have a lot to say outside of the normal humdrum of sorceress life. None of it is appropriate for YouTube. All of it is so graphic it is 18 plus, and it is all very violent. A few things the sorcerers have done to me that I can just say as vagaries is make me hallucinate in all 5 of my senses in the most uncomfortable ways that you can imagine. They have violated me. They have committed simple porneia on me. That is one clean way to say it. Their sodomy of me has been unending to a point where I have to put dirt on my face to pray in Islam. I hope some of you can see it, but I probably don't, so neither do you. All of you need to understand. The horrible atrocities being done to me will not stand. At the end of days, the sun will light these people on fire, because it says in Islam that if you do sorcery, you commit yourself twice to the fire. The answered mystery in this is that you always commit a second sin when you do sorcery to people. You commit both porneia and you commit sorcery. You commit both murder and you commit sorcery. You commit cruelty and you commit sorcery. You commit lies about God and you commit sorcery. And the streets of Babylon legalize and are rife with it. The Babylonian conspiracy is the 10-nation conspiracy around the world and their intelligence agencies working together in order to subjugate and persecute people. The New World Order has already banded together, and they are counting on total world slavery and war. These 10 nations are the United States of America, the United Kingdom, Italy, Mexico, Russia, China, Iran, France, Spain, and Israel. I need to take special note of the last 3. They are of a newly subjugated kind to this conspiracy. And many people in these nations do not stand with the conspiratorial government that they see taking over their government. Everybody is seeing signs and getting angry and not knowing who to blame. However, the signs do show us and tell us who to blame. I am not to blame as the one speaking out against these countries. But I will be persecuted in all of them. And all of the countries that subjugate themselves to them, I will be persecuted by them as well. I have heard and seen in signs that the Taliban will give their government to me. And there are so many antichrists around, I will be drowned out in the noise at first. So I leave you with a good verse from the Quran, everybody. Here is your verse. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:47, or Quran 5:47. So let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed therein, and those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the rebellious. Thank you.